The crypto market is selling off currently as China's new DeepSeek AI platform destroys OpenAI at a fraction of the cost. What does this mean for our altcoins? Will the rally continue? And what levels should we be buying more? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. We're also testing out turning off the comments for this video, as the scam crypto bots in the comments have gotten out of control, and we've received a lot of complaints. So while we try to fix it, we'll turn them off for this video, but you guys can always comment on our X account for any questions as well. Alright guys, so we are starting off with a very red Monday. We're pretty much going into a bloodbath at the beginning of this week, unfortunately, as China's new DeepSeek AI has kind of destroyed the crypto market, which we're going to get to in a second. But first, looking at Bitcoin, we're not doing that well. If you guys remember last week, we were pretty much around here at $106,000, and I wanted to see us close above this level. We haven't had a single daily close above $106,000. If we were able to do that, we'd be off to the races, probably towards 120K. But it felt very weak. Bitcoin chopped around this level multiple times. Every time it got up to 106, it nuked back down like 4 or 5 times here. So it felt very weak and like it wanted to sell off a little bit more. So if this DeepSeek AI thing, which we're going to get to in a second, didn't happen, I think we probably still would have gone down because we have FOMC this week. We have a bunch of tech earnings in traditional stock market. So I think the market overall wanted to go down. It was very heavy and it needed a reason. I think this AI thing kind of just expedited it. So we're going to talk about a lot of altcoins today. We're going to do a bunch of TA as well. But I think this would have happened regardless. And Bitcoin, unfortunately, not looking too great right now. We are sitting around 98,800 right now. But this is before the New York Open, and I think the New York Open is actually going to open a lot lower. If you look, we have the stock market. This is the futures market, which opens on Sunday in the U.S. So late at night, we've already dumped multiple percentages. We've dumped almost 3%, 4%, 3.5% on the S&P 500. And if you look at the Nasdaq, the NQ, which is all the tech stocks, we're down at the most 5.5%, which is huge for an index of that size. And a lot of it is NVIDIA, which has to do with the AI chips. So you can see the pre-market here is down at 124. So the market hasn't opened. We're still up here, but when the market opens, it's going to gap down to this level. And earlier today, when I was looking at this, it was around 130 at this like support level right here. But now we're down at 124, and we might go a little bit lower. So DeepSeek is a new Chinese AI company, and they basically done what OpenAI has done for a fraction of the cost. So Cointelegraph says DeepSeek, an open source AI model, has overtaken ChatGPT to become the #1 app on the US Apple Store. And then Karen shares $550 million in long positions liquidated in 24 hours, probably a lot more now. 200 million in Bitcoin, 60 million in ETH. And the co-founder of BitMEX is calling for a 75K zone for Bitcoin. So Crypto Hayes, or Arthur Hayes, the CEO of BitMEX, says, reversing the order of my cryptic essay series, The Ugly will be published tomorrow morning. I'm calling for a 70K to 75K correction in Bitcoin, a mini financial crisis, and a resumption of money printing that will send us to $250,000 by the end of the year. So he thinks we're going to 70, 75K on Bitcoin, but also that there will be QE, quantitative easing, they'll print money, and then by the end of the year, we'll get to 250K. I will say Arthur Hayes is really good at the macro, but a lot of times his price predictions are off. So he usually has like an extreme version of the price. I'm not saying we won't go to 70, 75K. Anything's possible in crypto, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know if we'll go that low, but hey, anything is possible. It's crypto. Then the Kobayashi letter also write, the decline is accelerating. The NASDAQ 100 futures are now down negative 330 points since the market opened just hours ago, as DeepSeek takes the #1 app on the App Store. This is how you know DeepSeek has become a major threat to US large cap tech. The stock market does not lie. So they go on to say, for some background, DeepSeek is a Chinese AI startup that appears to have spawned out of nowhere. It competes with ChatGPT and costs less than $10 million to develop. It was developed with chips that are considered to be far less advanced than those used by US AI companies. Users have run multiple benchmarks between DeepSeek and ChatGPT, and in many categories, DeepSeek is actually outperforming ChatGPT. For a product that was developed in a matter of months, this is incredible. It is a large cap tech in the US losing its dominance. To put this into perspective, OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, has raised $17.9 billion in capital over 10 rounds. The company was valued at $157 billion in October 2024, and OpenAI has 22 times more employees than DeepSeek. This is why markets have been blindsided. It gets even better. DeepSeek is 96% cheaper than ChatGPT. The cost of OpenAI is $60 per 1 million outputs. The cost of DeepSeek is $2.19 per 1 million output tokens. And DeepSeek R1 is 100% open source and a fraction of the cost of ChatGPT. And this all comes as the Magnificent Seven now reflect a record 34% of the S&P 500. These companies have added $5 trillion in market value since the beginning of last year. These 5 stocks are now worth nearly as much as China and Hong Kong stock markets combined. So now you can see why the stock market is selling off. Now, if we look at the standard market, obviously the market has opened, so the S&P is still holding up here, but the futures market, which opens on Sunday night, has dropped a bunch, over 2.5%. Nasdaq down over 4%. So obviously NVIDIA, which is a chip maker, they are big in AI. You have to buy NVIDIA's chips in order to do AI because AI takes a lot of compute power. But the thing about DeepSeek AI is also that they're able to use much cheaper and much easier to acquire graphics card. They can just use traditional gaming graphics card instead of the NVIDIA, the H100s that they have to use in order to power a lot of these AI farms in the US. So the potential worry is that NVIDIA could lose a lot of market share because they no longer need to use these super high-end NVIDIA H100s or anything else for these big AI farms if they can use it at a fraction of cost. So this might just be a sell-off, and then we continue higher on NVIDIA at some point as NVIDIA then adjusts and whatnot. But right now, it looks like we are probably going to have a Monday sell-off. We also have FOMC this week, and we have a lot of tech earnings. Then moving on to ETH, sentiment says, despite mild price concerns throughout crypto as the weekend came to an end, Ethereum's network blasted off with an astonishing 206,000 new addresses created between January 24th and 25th. This was the highest surge in network growth since October 8th, 2022. The 27-month high in daily wallet creation comes during a time when ETH crowd sentiment has veered particularly negative as other altcoins have outperformed it. Regardless, due to DeFi and staking options for crypto's number 2 market cap asset, Ethereum is still the entire sector leader in total non-empty addresses. So Ethereum is seeing a record number of addresses being created. Then at the same time, we also have Trump is buying ETH like no tomorrow. Since his inauguration, he's bought hundreds of millions of dollars in Ethereum. Trump bought more ETH. He's currently holding 55,000 ETH, valued around $185 million. It's their biggest holding in World Liberty Finance. And then Mr. Crypto says Ethereum is copying Bitcoin from last cycle. Solana is copying Ethereum from last cycle. It's obvious what will be next. So he's sharing the chart here. This is Bitcoin from last cycle with a blast off at around Q1 of this year. And then we have Ethereum from last cycle, and Solana is following a similar trajectory as that. Hopefully he's right. Ethereum has very much underperformed. But like I was sharing earlier with, yeah, look at this. So Ethereum not looking the best right now. We are probably going to lose this level. This is a major level here at $3,000. I imagine we're probably going to lose this. We don't want to drop below this level, but it really depends on how the stock market opens today. And if AI is going to be affected and the whole market's going to kind of go down with it, and then thus crypto is going to go down with it as well. I imagine we probably will come down to this level, which is 2,900-ish. For Ethereum, we want to hold this level and we don't want to drop below it. But if we do drop below, we are probably going down to this level right here, which is at around 2,700. So we're either coming down and holding this level if Ethereum is strong, but Ethereum is kind of the weakest one right now. So I imagine if the market does sell off this morning, we probably come back down here to this 2,700 level. And then that's a pretty good level to load up for a spot, or if you want to trade it for futures, whatever you want to do. Ethereum is not my favorite, but I do think there is a lot of negative sentiment around it, particularly with me as well. And I think at some point it will outperform. There are big institutions buying it. There's a lot of big inflows coming into the SPUT ETF. The president's buying Ethereum. So I think, this might be part of a price suppression method where they're trying to buy ETH as cheap as they can before they send it at some point. It's been very painful to hold and trade for the last, year. So that's the only reason I haven't been for Ethereum. But I think at some point it does outperform. I just think you gotta wait until it gets to there. If you want to buy this though, if you want to buy cheap coins, this is a great level for you to buy more because we will have a altcoin and we'll have a proper crypto season in the next couple months. February is historically a very bullish month, especially after the halving year. So last year was the Bitcoin halving year. The February after is usually one of the best months. So I think we will still have a very strong February. We're just unfortunately having a very weak end of January as well. Then moving on, we have Solana, which has come to this level, which I actually wanted to long it right here, but this is before the macro factors. So I'm still kind of waiting. It is holding up strong right now. Solana does look good. This is an area I wanted to long it because it turned this resistance into now support. So this is an area I would want to long it, but I am cautious. So I'm waiting to see what happens at the New York Open and what happens with stocks and everything, because it very well could come down below this and then again retest down here back to this $170 level. So we don't want to see that. We want to see it hold above this level. But if we do break down below this, this is the next level that I would love to accumulate a lot more spots. So if Solana does come down this level, anywhere in this box between 176 and like 160, if we do break down, great level to buy more Solana. Likewise, if stocks can hold up, this is another great area, 218 to around 225. If stocks hold up, you want to buy more here. But if you don't know what's going to happen and you just want to buy more altcoins, you can buy some here and then you can buy some here as well. So maybe you want to do like 30 or 40% here and like 60 to 70% here in case it does come down here. Or if you think it's less likely we come down here, maybe you do like 60% here and then you leave 30% for down here as well. So that's another possibility. And that's what I'm kind of planning for Solana right now. So now we have XRP, and this is one that I actually thought would happen last week. This is before all of this AI news, and FUD kind of came out. But we had an all-time high here. This is a 2018 all-time high, and we just swept the highs. So we went to $3.39, and the previous all-time high was around $3.31. So we made a new all-time high, but just briefly. And then so we swept this level, and then we went down, which is not very bullish. And we closed below on the daily chart, which is not very good. Then we did it again, and then for a third time after we broke down, we came back, we swept it again, and then we broke down, and we started to create this lower high. So it didn't look very good. I think XRP is a very strong coin. We have been covering XRP a lot, but I think it does need to cool off a bit. It's been in the news like crazy. And so last week I was sharing that we'd probably go back down to this blue box between $2.47 and around $2.55. So this is an area I expect to probably hold for a little bit. I do see us coming down here, especially at the market open today. So I imagine we probably come down here. This is the first level you want to hold. I don't know if we'll make it down here. So maybe you want to put like 70% of your bids here if you want to buy XRP, and then you leave 30% here. Depends on how bad the news is again later today when the market's open. If it does come down here and it can't break back above and it does an underside retest, then it's probably coming back down to this blue box to take out all these wicks here. And it probably does something like this where we reclaim this level and then we continue to range in this level here between $2.45 and around $1.96. Unfortunately, that is a possibility that it could break down into this range, and then we're just kind of range bound for the next couple months until Bitcoin or XRP has more catalysts to take it back above. I don't think that's going to happen. I think XRP is a bit stronger than other altcoins, so we can kind of see right now with this wick, this little bit of buyback. I think XRP is a little bit stronger than other altcoins, so I think this level here will hold pretty well for XRP. So this is kind of where I'm expecting to have more bids for XRP. So if you wanted to buy a spot or if you wanted to long this is a great level here because I do expect this to hold as one of the stronger coins in the market. But if we do lose this level, we are probably coming back down towards this level. So just watch out for this blue box there between 246 and 255 in the next couple hours. Then we have Cardano, which is another big US company and another US coin that we've kind of been talking about recently with the US crypto asset reserve. We are kind of at support here, but I don't know how strong it's going to be. If the whole market sells off, Cardano's not looking the strongest. There hasn't been any big buyback right now, which has kind of been, dying off. So I don't expect this to be a very big level to hold. I kind of expect us to break down underneath here, and then more likely we hold this level at around 75 cents. So Cardano's a more weaker coin that I don't think will hold up as well as Solana or XRP. So I do expect us to get more bids between the 70 cent and 75 cent level if the market does continue to nuke. And then lastly, today we have reimagining Web3 safety. The GoPlus Foundation rolls out the GPS token. So imagine a sprawling city where every front door needs a reliable lock. In that expanding world of blockchain, where every digital asset is a potential entry point, the GoPlus Foundation aims to deliver that lock. The GoPlus today announced the native utility token, GPS, designed to unify and secure the GoPlus security network. This development marks GoPlus's evolution from centralized service to decentralized security infrastructure, protecting transactions across diverse blockchain ecosystems. The GPS token underpins what GoPlus calls its secure universe, network architecture focused on transaction safety. The newly introduced GPS token underpins GoPlus's ambition to create a secure universe where every transaction is continuously protected. Individuals can use GPS for security service fees, while enterprises can access advanced security APIs by paying the token. In addition, projects can tap into the Safe Token protocol for secure liquidity management, also settled in GPS. The token encourages active participation in maintaining the network, allowing contributors to stake GPS to operate security service nodes or provide security data, and in return, they earn rewards for supporting the infrastructure. Early participants will have access to additional incentives through the staking and contribution programs that further align the interests of users and developers. So that is the new GPS token for GoPlus. So unfortunately, I do think it will be a red start to the week, but hopefully we finish a little bit green and back above $100,000 in no time. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.